Hello everyone, this is Gunu from Wings Education once again presenting you a topic of reading reorder paragraph. And we're going to understand this topic today with most of the recent practice questions that come up in the test. Here we go. The very first thing we need to know about reading is how much time we are getting to finish the whole test of reading. It will be 30 to 35 minutes. Then, do we really need to know that what's the sequence of the questions? Yes. Is this fixed or it's going to be a random sequence? So for reading, we don't have a fixed sequence. It will be a random sequence. You can get any question on the first hand, any question on the second hand. Whereas the number of questions, that's fixed for God's sake. So the reorder paragraphs will be 2 to 3 number in your final test. Now let us have a very close look over how many bands is this reorder paragraph contributing and what is the color code for this question. So if you see, your reorder paragraph sits in your yellow section giving you around 6 bands. So definitely that's a very clear message to our brain that one question is of not more than 2 to 3 bands. So we will not stress too much about it because this contribution leads only to your reading module. So the relevance of this question is not very high. Definitely, I want my students not to panic when they practice reorder paragraphs. Now let us see what's the task description, before which we need to know what are the components that you need to work on in your reorder paragraphs. So the first 2 components are going to be very important for you. The first one is presence of mind, which simply means your level of concentration. And second is comprehension skills. That means the ability to translate and understand the passage in your mother language. How about the task description? A paragraph is given with 4 to 5 sentences in incorrect order, and your task is to arrange the sentences in correct order. Restore the original order by selecting and dragging them in the boxes. You will get 2 to 3 paragraphs of such kind. This is how it looks like in your final test, where you have there is a box that is known as correct answer box. You can drag your answer like your sentences from this box to this box, and you can arrange them in any order that you want. Now, what is the scoring standard for PTE? Definitely, this is a bit unique where you get bands according to the correct adjacent pair. So what do we mean by this adjacent pair thing is, let's say if the answer is A, B, C, D, so AB marks 1, BC marks 1, and CD marks 1. So if a student has given answer as BDAC, so student is not going to get any bands, whereas if a student has marked answer as CDAB, he will get 2 on 3 because CD is 1 and AB is 1, whereas DA is no band. So this is how your correct adjacent pair marking works. So in your PTE reorder paragraph question, your task is to find out the correct pairs, not the correct sequence actually. So you should not be spending too much time on identifying the topic sentence. That's recommended from my side. But if you can, so this is how you do it. The very first stage of doing your reorder paragraph is you will skim through the text. That simply means if there is a reading question, you have to read whole text first. After reading the whole text, you will definitely try to identify the topic sentence by maybe asking yourself a question, what was the topic about? Or there are some statements which is a clear statement about the topic. Topic is distinct and does not refer to any information previously mentioned. So referring simply means a sentence that begins with a linking word or a pronoun like however, does, he, she, etc. Note down the keywords if you want. Now, this is your topic sentence thing, but I again say here, you should not stress too much on finding out the topic sentence, whereas your concentration is on finding the pairs. Now let us see how can we do that. First strategy of finding out the pairs is going to be time sequence, where you can always place your sentence in an order from where if a sentence is having a past should come first, then there a sentence from present should come second, and if there is anything that leads to future will be the last sentence, or maybe the results or the outcomes expected, they should be the last sentences. Okay, so in this case, if you see, this D sentence is talking about something past, whereas your B sentence is talking about present, your C sentence is talking about past. So definitely the correct order says your B sentence is present. It comes later than your D and A. In this way, you can always, chalk out your sentences and put them in correct order. This is the time sequence. Now, the second rule is proper noun rule, which means what is proper noun basically? It's a name. Okay. So the rule says if there is a proper noun thing, in your question you have two sentences where one of the sentence is having full name, that means first name and last name, whereas the second sentence is there having just the first name or the last name. So we will put them in such an order where you put the full name, including first name and last name as the first sentence, and the sentence having half name, that is maybe just the first name or the last name, as the second sentence. So if you see, D is containing full and the last name together, whereas your B sentence is containing only the last name. So thus the sequence becomes DB. So this is your pair and you will get 1 band for just marking this pair. So in this way we will learn more of the pair things in the next slide. So wait for the second part for this reorder paragraph. Thank you so much.